Hello. For this read aloud, I've chosen the book What Do You Do with an Idea, written by Kobe Yamada, illustrated by May Basom. I've chosen this book because I think it's really important for students of all ages to know that their ideas are important and worth acting on. I think that this book does a really great job at showing students how to foster those ideas regardless of what the people around you say. I think this is a really great book for students to read. Introduction. What do you do with an idea? Especially an idea that's different or daring or just a little wild. Do you hide it? Walk away from it? Do you pretend it isn't yours? This is a story of one brilliant idea and the child who helps bring it into the world. As the child's confidence grows, so does the idea itself. And then, one day, something amazing happens. This is a story for anyone, at any age, who's ever had an idea that seemed a little too big, too odd, too difficult. It's a story to inspire you to welcome that idea, to give it some space to grow, and to see what happens next, because your idea isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's just getting started. One day I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered. What do you do with an idea? Just on these first two pages, I might ask students to take a look at the illustrations and tell me how the boy and his surroundings differ from the idea itself. I might ask them to discuss what this tells us about the idea and what it might mean for the rest of the story. At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it. So, I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea showed up. With these few pages, I might ask the students to take another look at the illustrations and tell me not only what the boy is doing to his idea, but if he looks very happy doing it. I might also ask students to turn and talk about an idea that they had that they kind of ignored or tried to hide because they were worried about what other people would say. But there was something magical about my idea, I had to admit. I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food, it wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. On this page, I might also ask students to think about what other things an idea needs to grow. So in addition to a lot of attention, I think students might also point out that with an idea, you need a lot of time to develop it. It grew bigger, and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly. And many of them did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time and that it would never become anything. Here, I might ask students to think about a time where they had an idea that they wanted to share with other people, but when they did, it wasn't as well received as they were hoping. I might ask them to think about what the idea was, what people said about it, and how that made them feel. At first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea, I thought. No one knows it like I do. And it's okay if it's different, and weird, and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food, I worked with it, I played with it, but most of all, I gave it my attention. My idea grew and grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how to walk on my hands, because, it said, it's good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Here in the story, I might ask the students to think about how the boy's perspective and opinion on his idea has changed, how he saw it in the very beginning of the story to how he views it now. Then one day something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, took flight, and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore. It was now a part of everything. Then I realized what you do with an idea. You changed the world. I think that the last line of this story is so fantastic because it really reaffirms to students that their ideas are important and worth caring about. So to close out the discussion on this book, I might ask students to think about an idea that they've had in the past or one that they've come up with after reading this book, and just to discuss with a partner or their groups about how that idea might change the world if they give it the right time, care, and attention. So yeah, that was What Do You Do with an Idea by Kobe Yamada, illustrated by May Basom. It really is a fantastic book, and I think that it could be used in every classroom to let students know just how important their ideas are. In a time where students' voices aren't as valued in our society as they should be.